Hi, I'm Dr. Felice Gersh, speaking to you from Irvine, California, where I am the medical director of the Integrative Medical Group of Irvine. I'm an integrative OBGYN, which means I take care of the whole woman. I look at all the different aspects that contribute to health and poor health, and then use the most natural and efficacious science-backed therapeutic modalities to help optimize health. Today, I want to talk to you about a subject that is very important to me and should be important to you, because whether you are suffering from this condition, polycystic ovary syndrome, also known as PCOS, I can assure you that you know women who are sufferers. And why is that? Because PCOS is the most common endocrine disorder of women of reproductive age, the most common cause of infertility. And yet, despite the prevalence worldwide, this is an international epidemic of PCOS. Despite the prevalence of this medical condition, the funding for research and education and looking for new therapeutic approaches is abysmal. In fact, in the United States, gaining more research dollars has been a losing proposition. That is why I and others who support PCOS will be gathering virtually this year. Every other year it's been in person, but this year it will be a virtual event on March 4th, PCOS Advocacy Day, sponsored by the largest nonprofit dealing with PCOS called PCOS Challenge. I am on their medical advisory board, and I work with them to help do what? Well, everything I can to increase knowledge and awareness of this condition. In this case, the Advocacy Day is focused on the legislators in the capital of the USA, in Washington, D.C. So every previous year, we would all go together and gather and go to the Capitol and go through all of the different legislatures' offices. These are all pre-made appointments, and we would discuss with the ones who were there, usually their staff. We would have private meetings, and we would explain what is PCOS and why is it so important for the senator or representative to actually advocate for more legislation to support PCOS and for more dollars for research for PCOS. So, and often, by the way, we would meet with the senators or the congressmen themselves, and that would be so much fun. I have so many photos of us in the hallways and in their offices together talking about PCOS. Inevitably, everyone will say, well, by the way, I have PCOS, or my mom, my sister, or a friend, a relative. Everyone knows someone with PCOS. So I just want to give you a few just tidbits about PCOS. I talk about it all the time, but just in case you're not familiar with it, it is the link between reproductive issues and metabolic problems. It is the clear, I call it the poster child of how metabolic health issues involving every organ system of the body is linked to fertility and reproductive functionality. That's because nature made it so that healthy women would be fertile, they would be capable of carrying babies throughout the pregnancy, delivering them, and then caring for them, breastfeeding them, nurturing them until they became of age and they were reproductively viable themselves. And of course, this process would have to be repeated several times in order to ensure survival of the human race. So what does that take? Well, in order to be healthy, you need to have all of the foundations of health. You need to have cells that are working properly. You need to have the right informational systems within cells. You have to have mitochondria making energy properly. You need a very viable, healthy circulatory system, a good heart, good arteries. You need functioning kidneys, a great brain, great musculoskeletal system. Now, what links all of these systems together? And I left out the liver, the gastrointestinal tract, the skin, any other organs I left out, the lungs, everything is involved in being healthy to be successful as a pregnant woman and fertile. And what carries them all together, what links them all? It's the hormone estrogen. That's right, my favorite hormone, estrogen, is the link between every organ's functioning properly and the problem with PCOS. Because in women with PCOS, they actually have a problem within the ovaries that they don't make estrogen adequately. They make too little, and estrogen receptors are not functioning right. So they actually live in a world of estrogen deficiency. So when you look at the different problems that women with PCOS suffer from a metabolic point of view, like insulin resistance, prediabetes, hypertension, gut problems, skin problems, so many mood problems, sleep problems, the vast majority of these echo in postmenopausal women who, of course, have estrogen deficiency, not because of the same reasons that women with PCOS have an estrogen deficiency, but because their ovaries cease to make estrogen. Of course, that's an even more profound deficiency. So we're going to talk much more about PCOS, but I want you to know that you can join me and many other women virtually on March 4th for PCOS Advocacy Day, sponsored by PCOS Challenge. Now, in the very near future, I'm going to put up all the information so that you can sign up to be one of the advocates. Now, as an advocate, you will be set up with an appointment for the representative of where you live, your district, and also for your senators. How fun is that to actually get to meet with the staffs and who knows, maybe even the senator or congressperson, him or herself. But no matter who you meet with, it'll be someone that's connected to that representative in the legislature of our government in Washington, D.C. And you will make a difference. You can make a difference. You can help women with PCOS to get more sufficient funds looking into research to help create new therapeutic modalities, to educate, to spread the word so that PCOS, the most common endocrine disorder of women, the most common cause of infertility, a condition associated with serious metabolic consequences like early onset diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, higher incidence of blood clotting, more anxiety, more depression, sleep apnea, and of course the other symptoms that are just so devastating to women like excessive facial hair known as hirsutism, severe hard to treat acne, loss of head hair called alopecia, androgenic alopecia. So many problems, of course, infertility. As I mentioned, nothing is more disappointing to a woman, more striking sadness in her heart than being unable to conceive when what she wants is a baby. Women with PCOS need your help. So join with me for PCOS Advocacy on March 4th. And please come back to my Instagram. We will be posting the data so that you will know how to sign up and be part of this and spread the word. For those of you that are unaware, this is my prime book, my first book. I have a second one out, which I'll talk about another time, PCOS SOS. This is the foundational book, hundreds of references. I wrote it with my daughter Alexis, and it goes into all the ways that you can use lifestyle to help to deal with PCOS. And it explains the underlying causes and really solutions that everyone with PCOS can access. And also, of course, it's good advice for anyone because it's a lot of great lifestyle advice. So I'm going to talk more about PCOS coming up, but I just had to share my excitement about PCOS Advocacy Day coming up not long from now, March 4th. It will be all done virtually and safely. Take care. See you soon. Have a good night. Bye.